Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down the best Universal Orlando hotel for your next vacation. And when I say that, I really mean that. I am not going to tell you what I think the best Universal Orlando hotel is. This video is all about you, and I want to help you figure out what the best Universal Orlando hotel is for your group, family, whoever you're traveling with to Orlando. Because there are some amazing Universal hotels out there, and all of them have different amenities, benefits, all that good stuff. So I really want to help you guys figure out what they are and which one is your favorite and what is the best fit for you. And make sure you stick around until the end of this video, as I'm probably going to drop a promo code that you guys could use to save a little bit more money on your next Universal Orlando vacation. But I'm excited for this video, so let's go get started. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. We really appreciate all the love and support and allowing us to do what we love for a living. Now, speaking of stuff that we love, let's jump over to the Universal Orlando hotels. And as many of you probably know, the Universal Orlando Resort has become one of the most highly sought out theme parks in the world. Now, due to the amazing ride technology, incredible entertainment, and imaginative lands like that Wizarding World of Harry Potter, guests can travel from all over the world to participate in the magic. With two theme parks and really a third theme park / water park over at Volcano Bay, a bustling shopping megaplex, there really is so much to do. And to be honest, that's kind of really why you want to stay on site, you want to stay at a Universal Orlando hotel to maximize that fun. Now, Universal Orlando Resort offers an array of hotels for many family needs. Whether you're a family looking for budget-friendly fun or you're looking for a more romantic, upscale getaway, Universal Orlando has you covered. Now, let's discuss those Universal hotels that I spoke about, and specifically, let's start to jump into which Universal hotel is the best pick for you. And this might have been an obvious place to start, but we are going to start with what are the Universal Orlando hotels. So, if you're looking for a place to stay on Universal property, there are 8 different hotels that are specifically Universal Orlando hotels. Now, each Universal Orlando hotel does come with unique amenities, restaurants, recreations, and so much more. And here are the 8 Universal hotels. We have the Endless Summer Resort, Dockside Inn and Suites. We have the Endless Summer Resort, Surfside Inn and Suites, which is actually the newest to open. We have Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. We have Universal's Aventura Hotel. We have the Loews Sapphire Falls Hotel. We have the Loews Royal Pacific Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel, and then, of course, the Loews Portofino Bay Hotel. So now, what is the difference? Because if you're watching this video, you've probably been shopping around a little bit, and you might be a little confused by the different tier systems. But that's pretty much how it works over at Universal Orlando. They do have, all their hotels are based on tiers. So we're going to start with the value resorts, and those are the Endless Summer Resorts, Dockside Inn, and also the Surfside Inn and Suites. We have the Prime Value Resorts, which are the Aventura Hotel and the Cabana Bay Beach Resort. We have the Preferred Resorts, we say resorts plural, but there's really one right now, Loews Sapphire Falls Resort. And then we have the Premier Resorts, which is Loews Royal Pacific Resort, the Portofino Bay Hotel, and then the Hard Rock Hotel. And it's important to keep these tiers in mind because all of the tiers do have different prices, right? Which is extremely important when planning your trip. And then also some of the benefits do kind of get adjusted up as the tiers go up, which we will break down. Looking at my notes, we're going to break them down next. So let's jump into the benefits of staying at a Universal Orlando Resort. And of course, when choosing to stay at any hotel, it doesn't matter if it's Universal or over at Disney, the perks and the benefits of staying at that hotel are a huge deciding factor. Now, luckily, all of the Universal hotels have some baseline perks that you're going to receive no matter where you stay. And that doesn't matter if you're staying at a value resort all the way up to the Premier Resorts. Here are some of the amazing benefits that you will receive when staying at Universal Orlando. So we're going to start off hot, and we're going to start off with my favorite, and if you guys have watched some of the videos, you already know how I feel about early park admission. We absolutely love it, and all Universal Orlando Resort guests have the option to enjoy the Wizarding World of Harry Potter 1 hour before the park opens for regular guests. Now, again, in my opinion, I know it's a little tough to get up that early, but these early mornings are the best time to ride all the most popular attractions, specifically in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And one step further, if convenience is the most important thing to you, you will have the convenience of free resort transportation. Now, once you drop off your bags, you can easily hop onto the shuttle, boats, or you can just walk over to City Walk, depending on which hotel you are staying at. And currently, here are the free transportation options. We do have the shuttle bus, the water taxis, and the walking trails. I beat myself to it. Those are the three. I would say that the water taxis, depending on where you're staying, are probably the most convenient. However, the shuttle buses from Endless Summer, Dockside Inn, and the Surfside are very, very convenient. And people make a big deal about it because they say, oh, the Endless Summer resorts are not walking distance. It's like a 5-minute shuttle ride. It's really not a big deal, and it's free. So I wouldn't make that your deciding factor if you guys do check out the Endless Summer and that does fall within your budget and you would love to stay there. Going on to perk number 3, you do have resort-wide charging privilege. So if you're on the go in any area of Universal Orlando, you can use your room key to make some charges. It's just an easy and convenient way to not have to worry about carrying your credit cards around, all that good stuff. And then also, last but not least, merchandise delivery. Because we all know that feeling of seeing something that you absolutely love and need to have, but you also do not want to carry that bag around in the theme parks all day. If you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel and you do see something in any of the Universal Orlando merchandise shops, you can get it shipped back to your room so you don't have to worry about carrying it around. Love that. And those are pretty much the most basic benefits of staying at the Universal Orlando hotels. Okay, so let's take a look at the benefits of staying at a premier resort. So very simply, you're going to get all the same great benefits that we just discussed, plus, and here is why I think these resorts are so popular, you will get free unlimited Universal Express passes for your days in the parks. Now, we're probably going to create an entire video just dedicated to this and running the numbers and the breakdowns. What we will say is if you are in the process of trying to book a hotel for your Orlando trip, and if you are even contemplating or thinking about buying the Universal Express passes, make sure you run the numbers because you'll see sometimes it's going to be cheaper just to stay on site at a Universal Orlando Premier Resort than staying elsewhere and then coming and buying those express passes if you're having trouble and you do need some additional help. And if you do need a little additional help running those numbers, just make sure to team up with a company like the Park Prodigy. We would love to help you compare, look at the numbers, and see what makes the most sense, again, for you for your next vacation. Okay, so now that we've gone over the benefits, let's take a quick look at all of these tiers and what exactly you get out of staying at each Universal Orlando hotel. We're going to start with the value resorts. And again, to confirm, that is the Endless Summer Resort Dockside Inn and the Surfside Inn. So as I've said, these are the 2 newest Universal Orlando hotels to open up. And I was lucky enough to go check them out right after they opened up, and I was very impressed with them, specifically because of the tier that they're in. I do think you get so much more value out of these value hotels than, let's say, over at Disney. And so, again, just starting with the perks, you have that early park admission, resort-wide charging privileges, merchandise shipped back to your room, and the free Universal Orlando transportation. Now, again, I've stayed here. I see a lot of people make a big deal about, this hotel isn't really that close. It's not far. It's like a 5-minute shuttle, and probably quicker, truthfully. So I don't think that's a big deal. Also, I think you get so much more. I think the fact that you have that much more space at the hotel. I was super impressed by the pools. I thought the lobby was very cool, little lobby bar. I mean, overall, I thought this was a great, great value resort. And speaking of the price, now the average price, the rooms are going to start right around $88, and a 2-bedroom suite, which I think is one of the coolest thing about these resorts, is going to start at $132. You can't beat that. Like, if you have a large family or a large group and everyone really wants to stay together, like, in my opinion, for being able to stay at Disney or Universal, it's a Universal hotel on site, to have a 2-bedroom suite starting at $132 per night, honestly, guys, that's cheaper than the value resorts at Disney. So, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm throwing shots at Disney, but I just have to call it for what it is. When you see that much value, I just think it's the better option, specifically if you're looking to have everyone stay together. All right, so moving on to the prime value, and that is going to be the Aventura Hotel and Cabana Bay Beach Resort. So, for the perks, you get everything we've been discussing. Plus, the cool thing about the Cabana Bay and the Aventura Hotel is they are in walking distance. And when I say walking distance, it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk if you're up for it. I personally prefer that. However, it's not for everyone. But you also have the shuttles to take you quickly to all of the 3 theme parks. I also will say this is Cabana Bay specifically is in walking distance to Volcano Bay. It's literally like your backyard. It's pretty much like having Volcano Bay in your backyard. Not only that, I've stayed at both of these hotels. Specifically at Cabana Bay, they do have like 2 towers, and for the price you can get a theme park view of Cabana Bay. And let me tell you, I hope that my team is putting the videos that we took. It was amazing for the price. I was blown away for the price and what you got at the Cabana Bay specifically. Also taking it one step further, the pools at Cabana Bay, there's a lazy river. Like, you could literally just stay in that all day. You don't even need to go to the theme parks, honestly, if you need a day just to chill out. So I loved both of these hotels. And of course, let's talk about the important thing, which is the price of the room. So for Cabana Bay, you have the standard room, which starts at $132 per night. And then you also have those suites, which start at $172 per night. I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on the suites, again, because I think for $172, that's still right around the value resort prices over at Disney. So again, I'm just trying to show you guys the real value of possibly staying at a Universal Orlando hotel. Now, the Aventura Hotel, the standard rooms are going to start at $132 per night. And right now, only kids suites are offered, and those are starting at $232 per night. But the cool thing about these suites is they do sleep up to 5 guests, and the kids will actually have their own separate room. Transportation, we talked about it quickly, but you do have the buses and you have the walking. So now we're jumping over to the preferred Universal Orlando hotels, and this one is Loews Sapphire Falls Resort. Same great amazing benefits that we've been talking about, but this one, there also is a water taxi, which is docked right outside the lobby to transport you to the parks. A quick note, this one's actually right across the street from Aventura. This is the same thing. This definitely is in walking distance to the parks. However, of course, like I've been saying, it is about a 10 to 15 minute walk. I will say, I know that I'm not going to say what the best one is because I don't really think there is a best one. I will say this is my favorite, especially for the price. I love staying at this resort. I don't think there's anything about this resort that makes it seem like it's not a premier, quote unquote, premier hotel. I love staying here. And one of the main reasons is, let's talk about the price. So the standard rooms here start at $181 a night, and then the suites start at $265 a night. Now, when I say the 181, right, in my mind, I was kind of expecting, a moderate resort over at Disney, but the moderate resorts at Disney are typically, from my experience, now around $300 per night. So I would say this is right there. When I got into my room, I thought the rooms were beautiful. I was not expecting it. For $181 a night, you're going to be blown away by this hotel. Transportation options, we talked about it. You have the water taxi, you have the shuttle buses, and then, of course, the walking trail. Now, last but not least, let's talk about the premier hotels, and that is the Loews Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock, and the Loews Royal Pacific Resort Hotel. So now, of course, all the perks that we've been discussing, plus those other additional perks that we said, specifically the Universal Express Unlimited Pass, which will allow you to skip the regular lines at all the participating rides and attractions at Universal Orlando. Another additional cool benefit that we do have to mention is you will have priority seating at select restaurants. And this is really walk up, you'll let them know, hey, I'm at a premier resort, and you will have availability for the first available table for your group. So that's another cool benefit of staying at a premier resort. But I guess the biggest question is it worth the price? Because of course now we're at the premier level and the prices of these rooms can get up there. So let's start with the Royal Pacific. The standard rooms will get a start at $252 a night. The suite starting at $400 a night. You're probably going to pay a little bit more than that, though, in my opinion. On average, I would say you're probably going to pay I would say $350 to $400. Same thing over at the Hard Rock Hotel. They say the standard rate starts at $287 a night, with suites starting at $443. Again, you're probably going to be in that $400, $500 range a night, just on an average. Then over at the Portofino Bay, standard room start at $300 a night, with the suite starting at $564. Same thing, just scaled that up a little bit. So these rooms in these hotels are definitely not cheap. However, again, when looking at those numbers, it's super important. Keep in mind those Universal Unlimited Express passes, because that could be a tremendous value right there. And then also taking it one step further, we're not going to leave out the transportation. You do have the water taxis, the walking trails, and of course the shuttle buses. And so that's it, guys. That is really the rundown on the 8 Universal Orlando hotels to help you try to figure out what is the best Universal hotel for your next trip. As you can see, there really is something for everyone. And I really hope by us just breaking down some of the basic information about each of these hotels with some of the additional footage, and you guys get a feel for what the hotels look like, and what type of vibe they have. I really hope that you guys were able to kind of narrow down and you have a clear winner on what the best Universal Orlando hotel is for you and for your group. If you do need a little additional help, just be sure to reach out to us. We would love to help you on your next Universal Orlando vacation. We do have a bunch of free vacation planning tools on our website. And of course, we have a bunch of Universal travel experts who would love to help you. And last but not least, I can't leave out that promo code. If you guys did watch till the end, as a way to say thank you, you will get an additional $50 off your next Universal Orlando vacation if you book it through us, theparkprodigy.com. We are a Universal travel agency, so we have access to really the same exact vacation packages that you would book through Universal, but you'll get all of our help on the back end. I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for supporting us, for watching this video. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.